On your mark, get set.
Hi, my name is Dr. Kim Davis, and I'm the founder and CEO of RunLab. So RunLab is a gait diagnostic and motion analysis company. We really help people understand their very unique structure, range of motion, strength, and the way that they move. So our process looks at all of those things, and we look at the way that people run or walk from a bunch of different directions, both shoes and barefoot. We put all that data together, and then we help people understand how to move more efficiently, how to prevent injury, maybe how to work through current injuries that they're having. So that's a little bit about what the company is. We work with all types of clientele. We've worked with Olympic gold medalists and world champions, all the way to kids with Down syndrome. We've worked with people who have cerebral palsy, MS. We've worked with stroke patients, so a bunch of interesting movement disorders and things. So we really span the gamut, because at the end of the day, we feel very strongly that there's no right way to move or to run or to walk. It really depends on the person and their unique structure and range of motion and strength. So just a little bit about why I started the company. I wasn't a runner as a kid, so I was a trumpet player, and got into triathlon when I was mid to late 20s, and took up running as part of that, because I really just wanted to do a triathlon. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna just do this one time and get through this sport and kind of conquer this sort of fear I had of this whole thing. So as I got into triathlon training, I found out I loved it, and I started running more as part of training, and found out that I just ended up chasing injuries around. So I was getting hurt the more I would increase my mileage, and I would try to get ahead of something injury-wise, and then something else would pop up, and it got very frustrating. And so I started to look for help, and I knew it was something about the way that I was running, but I couldn't seem to find anybody to look at me at a really in-depth level and help me understand how to improve those inefficiencies and how to deal with these injuries and why I was getting hurt over and over. And so I was in chiropractic school at the time, and I thought, well, you know, I'm learning a lot about this stuff. I'll just go down the rabbit hole and learn as much as I can about biomechanics and see what I can do to solve my own stuff. And so I did that, and I spent a lot of years both in the chiropractic world and in the physical therapy world and even in the medical space, just learning everything I could about gait and mechanics and movement patterns and structure and range of motion and all these things that matter in an individual. And through that process, I was really able to solve all of my own stuff, with the exception of this one knee issue that I had. And the knee issue had come from a trauma. I was riding a bike, and I hit this chain, and as I was going like 20 miles an hour, and endoed over the thing and tore my knee up really crazy. So that would still bother me when I was running years later. It was kind of the one thing I couldn't solve myself. And so I moved here to Austin in 2011, and I ended up in an orthopedist office. And I was like, okay, I really need to get this knee thing figured out so that I can keep going with my triathlon training, with my running mileage. And I remember the conversation very clearly, because he sat me down in his office, and he had done an MRI, and he looks at the MRI, and he looks at me, and he says, here's the thing, you know, there's really nothing structurally wrong with your knee. What you need to do is you need to stop running, because running is bad for your knees. And it was a really frustrating conversation, because I'd spent so much time seeking out a doctor who was, you know, claimed to treat runners and help people really get back on the road and stay active and do all these things. And so it was very frustrating. I thought, you know, people need a place in the medical space that can help them understand how to move more efficiently and not get injured, and not tell them that running is bad for them. And so that was really the impetus for starting the company. And I spent more time going down the rabbit hole in the biomechanics and learning about what was really caught at the kind of the heart of my knee issue, and was able to solve that. And now I haven't had knee pain at all in probably 6 years at least. I've done 4 Ironmans at this point. I do 12 to 72 hour adventure races, ran my first 1856 5K this last year at 42 years old. So, you know, as a non-running kid, I think I've done all right for myself. I've been able to run every day in 2018 and most of 2019, and really haven't had injuries in years. And I knew that if I could help myself, I could help anybody. So that was the reason for starting the company. I have an awesome team. We've got tons of elite runners and Olympic trials qualifiers, and people who took up running as adults, and really just kind of a wide variety of backgrounds on our clinic team. And so over the last year, we realized that people were needing to get access to our team that didn't live in the Austin area. And so we launched something called RunLab US, which allows anybody anywhere to upload their videos, their structure, their range of motion, and their gait videos we'll do the same analysis we would do for people even if they live here in Austin, and give you a big 15-page report that breaks everything down about what's going right, what's going wrong, what you need to work on, and then we go through your videos with you remotely. So we've actually just launched that side of the business this last year, and that was sort of the impetus for starting this YouTube channel, is that we really want to provide education to the running community. Because at the end of the day, what we're here for is to help people run for the rest of their lives. And if that doesn't mean that everybody needs to be trying to go to the Olympics, but everybody just getting out their front door every day and being able to enjoy running is really why we're here as a business. And my entire company, everybody that works for me runs, and we all understand what it means for mental health to be able to get out the door and do it every day. So that's why we're here, and I'm really excited for you guys to join us for future YouTube episodes, and we've got a podcast that we're launching, just like I say, to really help people educate themselves about their own bodies and what they can do to be a more efficient runner, because there's a lot of misinformation out there in the industry, and we want to help debunk some of that. So thank you so much for joining us, and look forward to seeing you on future YouTube videos.